would be honored if you would join us.
This is where the fun begins.
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
What is up, everybody?
What up?
Welcome back to another episode of the Sithcast Podcast, a Star Wars podcast where we pretty much talk anything and everything Star Wars. I'm one of your hosts, PJ the Paradox Nerd, alongside my co-host, Sean, a.k.a. Echo Base Collectibles,
What up?
a.k.a. Sean Solo. And
What's
we got
going
two
on?
special returning guests tonight. We got Scott Berry from Spice Runners Lounge.
Howdy, howdy.
And we have the Sith Cast Holocron,
What's up?
BMX Jedi, which I saw some of his videos recently. I'm like, wow. I was like doing it up with the BMX and the grinding.
Yeah,
Well,
nothing around.
well, you were grinding the women in the
Yeah, no.
What's going on? I was like,
Grinding pegs, not grinder.
Oh, damn.
oh,
You ain't got the lie correct.
Yeah, that's my brother.
yeah. Oh my goodness, we're hitting the ground running here. Oh boy.
That's what we do.
Oh, here we go. We're definitely getting canceled tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah,
So,
Jeffs. What up?
what's up, Jeffs? So, guys, a lot of stuff to talk about, and we're gonna break it down. Oh, I'm gonna break it down real quick on like what we're gonna talk about for tonight's show. We're gonna talk about Kathleen Kennedy and her love for men. Then we're gonna talk about the Acolyte spoiler talk. So, if you guys haven't watched it, definitely tune out for that part. Which, by the way, I love the enthusiasm and the excitement expressed by our viewers that listen to our show and watch our show. But please refrain from spoilers. When you message me, I already know like who died, like even before I watch the show. Someone, because I was waiting, because usually it's 9 o'clock and I didn't want to watch it like right away just because I feel like there's going to be a lot of bandwidth being used up by all the viewers.
Yeah, I watched it like at 10.
Yeah, so that's what I was planning to watch it, but you know.
Well, thank you, because I had no problem streaming it at 6 o'clock. So I appreciate you guys.
We did that.
aside
We
for
did that for you.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Big time. Absolutely.
And you know what's funny? Because when I actually started watching it, like was it like 10:30?
Yeah.
Dude, it was still like slow. I was like, oh man, I bet you everyone had the same idea as me. So, oh geez, I don't know.
At least he's got pants on.
I know. I was like, is that Peach Pants or I don't know. Well, okay. Anyway, he's back. So yeah, so we're gonna talk about the Acolyte, and then we got some Star Wars collecting news to talk about. So
Cool.
with that being said, let's talk about what Kathleen Kennedy has been stirring up in the past couple days. And did you guys read some of the things that she said recently, I guess? About like,
No,
I
I didn't
guess,
see it.
I didn't see it, but I pretty much have a good idea of what it is.
Yeah, I guess she was basically saying that women in Star Wars struggle due to a male-dominated fandom.
Do
Just
they
as-
watch the same stuff
Really?
that we watch? Because I just
Obviously
don't
not.
understand. I just don't get it.
Is there some? I mean, I'm sorry, man. Like, I
How
just
do they
feel like,
struggle?
and you know, obviously we're all men here. It's just, I
Speak
don't
for
know. Should I?
yourself.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Oh my goodness!
How
Anyway,
dare you?
But, how dare I?
Wow.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like, are they trying to make us feel bad for being men, like, and watching Star
Yes.
Wars?
Yes.
Like, what should I do? Like, I mean,
That's been an
How-
agenda point
how
for a
do-
long time, is to
How
knock
do women
the
struggle?
masculinity down. You know,
How do women struggle in the Star Wars fandom?
It just says Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy says women in Star Wars struggle due to a male-dominated fandom.
not one bit. Not one bit.
Yeah, and
Let me ask three of y'all a question. Have you ever met a female that liked Star Wars and you made it difficult for her?
No, actually, we welcome them more.
Okay, that's what I
Exactly.
thought.
Because it's
I
like,
actually thought it was like super
it's like
cool.
a rare gem to find a woman that actually loves Star Wars, right? And Scott Barry's very lucky to be married to one.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely loves it.
A woman.
yeah.
Oh, I just had to clarify that. Sorry, Scott.
You're gonna piss off the wrong person. I'm fine. She'll come after you.
Janine, you know we love you. Come on, we're just.
No, but I'm just saying is that it's cool because she's welcomed in a lot of like the communities out there, right? A lot of collecting, a lot of the YouTube community. I mean, I can't speak for her. I don't know, Scott, maybe you could from what you've seen in her interactions with the community, I don't think she's being ostracized, right?
Not in any way whatsoever. If anything, she's being lifted up. I think more people look at it and they're like, wow, this is killer. This is a female that's into it, and she knows what the hell she's talking about and everything else. Not just on the film side of things, but on the collecting side of things.
Yeah.
And
it's just baffling. It is just so baffling that there is such a disconnect with this BS. And what pisses me off is that I don't think like whenever like I go to Celebration or any convention and I run into a female Star Wars fan, I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. Wow.
Yeah, we welcome it. That's what's crazy. It's the complete opposite of what they think.
So do you think that maybe like Kathleen Kennedy and some of those people are living in a bubble, or are they just fictitiously saying this because they don't even have a clue?
I think you're both. I think you nailed both sides of it. The bubble, absolutely. But, it's kind of like that with the uppers or the elites or whatever you want to call it. I mean, look at possibly who you work for. Do they really know everything that you do for their company or anything like that? There's a disconnect everywhere. Those people get up there. And I think that's what it is. They're looking at stats or whatever that aren't truth. It's kind of like, I could tell you all day long that it's raining outside and you'll be like, oh, okay, until you stick your head out there and realize it's a sunny day.
Yeah.
So I guess it's some of that. I think it's also to kind of create that, hey, let's create some press so people get pissed off and let's talk about it.
But the thing too, it's actually discouraging. Like if anything, I don't want to watch anything Star Wars because of things that's being said like this. It's because we're not, as men, we're not being welcomed. It's like we're being shooed away. Like, listen, you guys are just problems, and like we don't want you in our Star Wars universe. Like, get out of here. You guys are just causing more problems than solving them. And the thing too is that like I don't think we are like, and from my experience, we welcome all the female collectors or even fans, and it's just like if anything we like try to hold on to them because they're so rare, and we want them to enjoy the community and the group so that they can promote it to other female Star Wars fans and collectors. It's just
look at the main, like the groups that we hang out with and all the other stuff. We have plenty of female.
Yeah.
I mean, more or less, doesn't really matter. But I mean, you've got like Lex that does her podcast. There's another one, Victoria. You've got Nilda doing her own stuff. I mean, we've got a lot that are close by that are collectors. I mean, Xena's lightsaber collection is insane.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen that, so I don't think we're hurting at all. I don't think anybody looks at them any different. I think they're just like, wow, holy crap, this is awesome. Just like you said, we lift them up.
There's Drop It Like It's Hoth, right? She's Paul Marino's wife. So, and she does amazing work with her lightsaber skills. There's Carly King. There's
Star Wars Meg. That Star Wars girl. I came across another one.
There's Cece.
Like
There's
Cece's amazing.
Yeah. And it's just like I don't get it. don't understand this. And I think Daisy really even said it too, because they were like saying, "Oh, I think in an interview, the interviewer was like, well, what do you think about this? Like the reaction to you as being the Star Wars female lead is like, did you get a lot of hate?" And she was like, "No, it's the opposite. I was welcome during that celebration introduction." Because no one gives a crap. The people that give a crap are Kathleen Kennedy and these execs.
She was welcome as Rey in The Force Awakens. I didn't even think twice, like, oh no, that's a female lead. That never, ever crossed my mind.
Nope.
I was just like, oh, cool, Star Wars.
Nope.
Yeah.
And if you want to get into it, and the problem that people had with the character Reva is they didn't like the character and they didn't care for the actress's acting. That's what the problem was. It had nothing else. Nothing else. Yeah.
Nothing else.
There's nothing else. There's no.
Nope.
It just kind of like when I read that article, I was just, oh my gosh, she was quiet for a long time. It was great. Then right before the show airs, she speaks up and opens her mouth and says stupid things and
put a chick in it because it makes guys mad. It's
like I know, and it's and guys like that's listening and watching. We rarely talk about any drama here on our show. We like if anything, but this is just so ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Maybe there is a few that feel like what she's explaining or describing, maybe. But I mean, from my experience, I've never run into that issue where they were like, "Oh my gosh, that's Rey. Oh my gosh, that's Asajj Ventress. Oh, here we go. Princess Leia. Oh yeah."
I think they take the criticism that y'all just said, like about Reva and about why we disliked Reva, and it was the character. It didn't really need to be in there, and it served absolutely no purpose.
Right.
And it actually made some things from A New Hope not really make sense. But they take any criticism and then they wrap it around the
something
person's
else.
Identity, not the writing of the character. Because we're attacking the writer or the director or the company, not the individual, not what shade their skin is, what sex they are.
No.
None of that is we could care less about that.
No one cares. I mean, look at it like, the color of your skin, who you are, we don't care. I mean, look how many people we've had on the show that come from all different types of backgrounds.
Right. No, I'm just saying in general, Star Wars.
Yeah,
they're not attacking her because she's black. They're saying that this was a very poorly written character that really doesn't need to be in this story, and it actually kind of doesn't make sense.
But that's how they deflect it. They deflect it and go, it's because of this. Right. And it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's because you're racist. No.
It's like we don't know what we're doing, but you guys are
right. You don't like what we're giving you, so you are ism.
Yeah. Well, they come up with this other scenario for you to focus on, so you don't focus on their bad writing and their bad casting.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
so they're like, "Oh no, we're fine. It's you guys," and it's like, "No, it's not." It's like,
because
it's criticism.
I mean, we grew up in the '80s, and how many female heroes that came out of the '80s? You had
I can't count them all.
Linda Hamilton. Was it Linda Hamilton? I was going to say Linda Carter.
That's
Linda
Terminator.
Hamilton as from Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
You got Aliens.
Linda Carter wasn't bad either.
Aliens. You got
Ripley.
Sigourney Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go before that. Wonder
Look
Woman.
at Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween.
Yeah.
I mean, how many more things do we have? And no one cared. No one cared. It was a well-written story. People loved it, and they're like,
"Wow, that's character.
So cool! Well-written character." And
it's amazing how much people would like something if you write it good.
Yes,
I know, right?
I know it is crazy. It's a crazy concept.
I like to give.
I know, right? Write something good.
There's been very, very bad written male characters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we
don't like those either.
Look, we criticize like Boba Fett, right, and how he was written, right, and like how he became this badass bounty hunter, and then he just became like the king of the moped gang.
No, but I'm just saying, like in general, there's been in history. There's been lots of badly written characters, and you just like them because they're.
But even in Star Wars, I mean, Carrie Fisher, she was such a strong female.
Yes,
she didn't take crap off of nobody. She wasn't the oh my god, a spider. You know, there was nothing like that in her character. She was.
And this is out of George Lucas's mouth, just with a recent interview where she was like, she was the one leading the gang. Yeah. You know, you got a scruffy nerf herder, right, and then you got a farm boy who didn't know what he was doing, and she was taking lead in the rebellion. Like, I don't like what.
I think it's like what we said earlier. It's the bubble up there, the disconnect, but also too, I think it's part of the press and the media, and to get people fired up.
But the thing too, it's discouraging people. Honestly, like I was like really excited for the Acolyte until I read this article. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, but it's like
being a guy. Like, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't watch this because I'm not being welcomed by. It's it's
not to go off too far, but any media at this point is so much crap.
It is.
It's clickbait articles, the news itself, all the other stuff that's out there that comes at you is full of lies and all kinds of other crap and twists. And if you really want to find out what's going on, you either got to go to the source or you got to go through multiple sources to kind of figure it out.
Yeah,
people don't have time for that.
No,
I know. It's just and that's why I just encourage anybody that's producing Star Wars content or directing or writing, just be quiet, guys. Just let your work speak for itself. Don't go on the interviews. Yeah, just say, hey, I hope you guys are excited. This is what we made, and that's it. Don't say this. Don't say that for this person or for that person. Just be quiet. Just say, hey, we really tried our best to make good Star Wars content, and that's it. And nothing more and nothing less. Like,
and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a female or a colored person, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if the story's good. You just go with it. You're in it. You're totally in it. You accept it for what it is.
They can't write a good story.
Force something or try to bring it out of this is why. Then it starts to feel off and it starts to feel fake, and that's where you start to have a problem with it and pull back.
Yeah. I saw the writing on the wall with. The showrunner, Leslie Headland, former assistant of Harvey Weinstein. I saw the writing on the wall with her before, like, this show ever, like 6 months ago, some of the things she had said, I was like, she won't be able to control herself. It will be in the show.
Right.
And
that's
just the problem. Like,
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the show, and sorry, guys, we went on a rant here. It's just really ridiculous. Honestly, I just think we just need to move past this and just let's just enjoy the content. All right.
I look at it like this, and Janine reminded me of it last night with a bunch of things. It's like, don't let other people make up your mind or your opinion on things.
Yeah.
If you don't like something, so you don't like something. It's not a big deal. Don't need to run around bashing the hell out of it. One. Number two, be more positive. If you do like it, absolutely share it. But don't let other people make up your mind or your choice. Be your own person. And that's the end of it. If you liked it, cool. If you didn't, you didn't. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's just, again, it's just like people who are in charge, they need just stay in your office. Right.
Well, and then you got the shareholders on top of that create all kinds of other problems and everything. I mean, it's an endless cycle.
The bad thing is I think we all really want to like it.
Yes.
It's just that they keep doing the same mistakes over and over and over again. And then, when people say, hey, this really wasn't that good, and then they're just like, you hate us. It's just like.
It talks money, right? Either you cancel out of Disney Plus, or you don't watch the show, or you don't buy the products, or whatever. That's how you send the message to them.
True. Yeah, it is.
They know either way.
Honestly, like, I think I might even, like, towards the end of the year, I'll just renew my Disney Plus if I want to watch a show. Like, I'll just do it on month-to-month basis. Right now, I have it renewed yearly, but I was just like,
that's what I had been doing.
And I'm like, I was going to cancel it and not do a yearly subscription and just do the monthly, but I was already too late before I realized it. Yeah. but it just, and George Lucas said it best. I think the originality, storytelling, the writing is not there in today's filmmaking. And I think a lot of there's a lack of that, and I hope that it changes.
I wonder how much there is actually that out there, but the studios and things will not allow them.
I think
because
you're right.
they look at money, and they did something like with Star Wars. Oh my gosh, it was a huge success. Do it again. And we've seen that kind of a story again and again. Even with movies like Halloween. When Halloween first came out, everybody was against it. It took 6 months for that movie to become successful. And then what happened? Friday the 13th was born not because of creating a new horror movie. It's because that movie made millions and we need to do it. So
let's make our version of that.
And Hollywood has been nothing but a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy for a long time. Sometimes they do it really, really well. I mean, Back to the Future concept was, what was it? Bob Gale had the thought of, man, I wonder what it would have been like going to high school with my dad. And that's what sparked that. And that was able to go through. But it still took him a while for people to grab onto it and say, let's do it.
Yeah. But and the thing too is that there is a lot of original writing out there in terms of the expanded universe and things like that. I think they could tap into that. Like everything's is there for them if they can't think of good stories and things like this. But yeah, I just, you know what it is. I'm just kind of tired of it. I know it sucks because we live in this day and age where everything's out there, right? Where there's you click a button and next you know you there's like all these news articles, as opposed to when we were growing up back in the day, there was no social media. You got your information from the newspaper or through like word of mouth. But
what I do now is this la 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 and this,
you have to.
Yeah.
It's toxic.
Yeah,
it is. And again, for us, we're all Star Wars fans here in this panel, and we want Star Wars to thrive, right? We're not here
absolutely.
to not
everybody
want
does.
Everybody does, but I just think that organically these people need to let like a lot of these directors or producers do their thing and not control.
Star Wars does not have to have an agenda. Let's just
That's that simple. The agenda is make a good story.
That's it.
Done.
That's it.
Your focus should be good writing.
Yeah.
Good writing. Exactly.
Stay true to the IP that you're making a movie in, no matter what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's like this. Go ahead, son. I'm sorry.
I was going to say you have an IP that has a vast resource. You have everywhere to go to pull resource material, reference material to make a good show. Yeah, like of any IP that I know of, like how come you can't do it? You're Disney.
Yeah, and it was crazy too. It's like I'm like, oh, Disney bought Marvel, and look how many stories came out of that.
And look where Marvel's at.
But now because they started trying to control that as well. Look what happened. It's on the downward spiral there. But like with Star Wars, when I remember when I was there when I was watching the whole signing of when Lucas was signing the contract, I was like, this is great. Now there is Disney who has all this money that could make or produce really good Star Wars content. And George Lucas is the advisor. That's what he signed on for. And this is going to be great. I was so excited. I didn't think that, was it 10, 11 years later, we're in this, we're here talking about like how badly written some of these shows are, and Kathleen Kennedy talking the way she's talking. It's just very disappointing.
Well, I hope go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I hope it changes. I really do.
I think they rely on other things outside of the story. Costumes, special effects, whatever it is. I mean, on the music side of things, right? Just music in general. If the song is good, it should be able to be played by an acoustic guitar and sung, or a piano and sung, and it sounds good. Not necessarily a huge production that it could be. For this type of stuff, it's the same. If the story is good, it's going to hold up, whether if it's, done in the backyard, filmed, or if it's done on a huge set or something like that. The story's good, it will hold up. And I think they rely too much on all that other stuff to take away from the story instead of add to it.
Yeah, I know. So, anyway, just one more thing before we dive into.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments on the side. But yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah, actually, speaking of which, we should address the chat real quick. We got JT Lovecraft in the house. What's up, JT?
Hey, JT.
Star Wars Academy 77. Just
Jeffs.
dropping my...
Jeffs, what's up?
It was lacking Jar Jar, but it was lacking Jar Jar. I don't know if Jar Jar was alive at that
They're
time.
Jar Jar haters.
I know.
I
Came
think
from
Chris
Kathleen
Elliott is,
herself.
I draw the line with the Jar Jar haters. I was kidding.
I think Chris Elliott is right.
Yeah. Spoiler away. Darth Sauron, what's up? I don't even plan on watching it. Really? Wow. Okay. We got Stoner in the house. Would rather watch. Okay. Plain Dry than watch it. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do back deliveries. They're not breaking any new ground. It's manufacturing a premise that's false. The sad thing is, it's fundamentally so far from what excited us about Star Wars that it's unrecognizable.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. We got Evan in the house. What's up, Evan?
What's up?
Evan. We got Lex in the house. What's up, Lex?
There's your 1% that you're looking
What's
at.
there
up,
you go.
Lex?
What's up, Lex? Pop the Bounty Collector. What's up, Tony?
Yeah.
No, Tony. Ricky.
Ricky. Yeah.
We got Ricky in the house. We got Chris Elliott.
What's up, Chris?
Read his comment.
Finally got my Jar Jar socks today. Yahoo! Well, fellas, the Acolyte's awful and it's only getting worse. It's over. Very sad. Oh my goodness. Chris Lord, what's going on, gang? Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Lex, you got to do an unbox. Did you do an unboxing video? Oh, you have to. You have to. Let's see those socks. All right. One more article before we dive into the Acolyte. So for the people that, here's your warning. If you haven't watched it, we're going to talk about Acolyte soon. All right. So the Acolyte overtakes the Mandalorian with new Star Wars record. And that Star Wars record is that it is the highest or is the biggest budget series since, I guess, I don't know, WandaVision or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I think the budget was like $180 million for 8 episodes, which is like $22.5 million per episode. And I think
that kind of money.
Mandalorian only was $15 million. So they
what to do with that kind of money.
It makes me wonder, why did they put so much money into something that is not certain, right? Because we don't know anything about these characters. There's no characters that we recognize. Yeah, what do you guys think? Why did they?
I think I know. I think I know
rather than Kenobi.
I think I know why.
Boba
because
Fett.
Of all the backlash from the Boba Fett and the Kenobi one about how the sets looked cheap, it looked like cosplay, so they dumped a bunch of money in it. And I will say, I thought for the most part, I thought Coruscant looked amazing. I thought that starting out planet where she shows up at, I thought that looked awesome. All of that stuff, I thought visually, the CGI with the planes, all that kind of stuff looked fantastic. Way better than other ones. But I want to put something in perspective. They spent roughly $22 million per episode. That is more than House of the Dragon spent on each episode. And House of the Dragon felt like we were in a world far away.
And they were twice as long. The episodes were twice as long.
And they were an hour long.
Yeah. Yep.
Makes you wonder if Disney's paying a huge overhead somewhere. In other words, like House of Dragon, the crew and everything costs so much, the sets cost so much, but Disney's like somewhere charging more, spending more. I don't know.
Or just not spending the money
wisely.
Well, yeah.
Right. Could be just carelessly buying whatever.
The amount of CGI that House of the Dragon had is probably far exceeds what this had. Those dragons.
Yeah.
Those weren't real dragons?
No.
What?
Unfortunately, Pina said no live dragons. You have to see
No live dragons were hurt in the filming of this.
Exactly.
Well, I was going to say, like years ago, my favorite band was in the studio doing an album. This is probably 10 years ago or better.
Which band?
In the time that they were in the studio doing the album, they spent 30 grand in Starbucks.
Oh my god!
What band
So-
was it?
Grand in Starbucks. That's a lot of freaking
30
coffee.
grand in Starbucks. Yep. So, and you're talking,
Everyone- yeah.
talking a band of 5 and then whatever the engineers are and things like that. So if you think of that, think of a crew that's doing this type of stuff, what kind of money they're spending on things like that. Food, Starbucks, just ridiculous stuff or stuff that's not really needed.
Hey, they're like, hey guys, $180 million budget. Hey,
We're doing
can-
lobster for dinner, lobster for lunch.
Hey guys, we're gonna upgrade from Panda Express to Ruther Chris. Yay!
Scott, we
Well, it's
gotta
like-
know what band is it?
Dream Theater.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but-
I mean, that was them doing Systematic Chaos. I think
Yeah.
it was like 30 grand in Starbucks, which is just
great.
insane to think about.
Yeah, like you said
But-
back then. It's like holy shit.
Okay, so
It's crazy.
Anthony's saying is because of the backlash that they got with the previous shows. Do you guys agree, or do you think it's something else?
I think, you know, since it was new, they're trying to put everything into it to make it the best they can because they want it to be successful. I mean, Andor, we saw some beautiful cinematography, some beautiful scenes and things like that. Andor is a different show. It's a very slow burn drama show, and it had some amazing things in it for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
But again, not everybody likes it. It's like in the Star Wars side, you got people that like this a lot, and then you got people that like that a lot, and not necessarily both like both. You know,
Yeah.
so it's just kind of the way it is, and that's fine. Everybody's got their own opinion. You know, I think it's just getting the majority so they're successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Sean?
I mean, do you think it's because they try to build more practical sets? I mean, I know they've got the volume, but they still have to build. They usually build the foreground, right? And they keep the volume for the background.
That
so
could
it
be a
looks
part of it
seamless.
for sure.
Yeah.
And I would rather them spend a ton of money and do it that way because that's the way it was done originally. Everything was pretty much practical. Like, so I'm all for that. And honestly, I'm not crying because Disney's got more money than anyone. It's
Right.
like, if you want to spend it, go ahead and spend it.
I don't know. I feel like
How about
Amazon's
spend
got-
it on some good writers?
Well, yeah,
Yes, that was a jab.
No,
Yeah.
but that's facts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
how
it
about
is.
that-
It's
well-
yeah.
I mean, Amazon, they spent like 500 million on the Rings show, right? So they got actually Amazon's got a lot. Well, yes, I mean Jeff Bezos got a lot, tons of money.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's just, I mean, I hope that moving forward, maybe the Acolyte is the start. Moving forward, they will invest in a bigger budget with some of the new shows or even movies that's being produced. I hope, you know, because I think watching the Acolyte, which spoiler, we're gonna start talking about the first 2 episodes.
What?
I think there you could tell that it had a bigger budget. It felt like a movie when I was watching it in my big screen. I don't know if you guys felt that way when you were watching. If the cinematography looks different.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
didn't
was-
look like was like an Agents of Shield show.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few times where it felt like a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can definitely tell that they spent more money on it in comparison to, like, you know, some of the Kenobi stuff. Like,
Oh yeah, the Kenobi
you know,
stuff.
a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
that looked
Yeah.
like it was like fan made out in the California desert. Like,
And the thing too is that even the special effects. I mean, freaking Kenobi tried to slash a stormtrooper with his lightsaber, and it just bounced right off that armor. And I'm like, all right, this is taking me out of it.
The
Like,
worst thing for Kenobi was when they had the gate, and all he had to do was walk around it. They had that. Remember where the stormtrooper, the guard tower, or whatever,
Yeah.
the gate, and all you had to do is just walk around it. I'm like, what? Like, who thought that out? It's so bad.
nobody.
Yeah, well, well, if you had a bigger budget, I guess
Like-
you had bigger brains.
I mean, I want them to spend an appropriate amount, whatever that may be. But the one thing that, like, it's my pet peeve, and it's my pet peeve with a lot of different IPs. Stay true to the content. Just stay true to it. If you stay true to it, odds are the story's going to be pretty good. And if the story's pretty good and you're staying true to the content, the people that like the IP are going to like it. and there's no reason to think the people that are just watching
Yes.
won't like it.
Well, yes, it's just like with any even with Marvel, like Spider-Man, you're not gonna change him from Spider-Man like crawling on walls to like now he's got like well, technically he might have wings, but I don't know, maybe he's going underground, like he's like a gopher now. He's Gopher
Right.
Man, right?
Yeah.
Instead of like Spider-Man.
Or
I
even if
don't
you
know,
just
like-
change, you know, like just stay true to the characters. If you're using characters that have been
Yeah.
before, stay true to the IP, stay true to
Stay
the
true.
world with which you are in.
Which you were
And-
given, right?
Right.
Because it was
And-
given to them
If you do
by
all
George
that,
Lucas.
the long-term fans are going to like it, and there's no reason to think that the new people won't like it.
Well, here's the thing: what people don't understand, or what these execs or Disney doesn't understand, is that just like with Marvel, right? When we're watching these Marvel movies, right? We grew up, we read the comics, and now it's being translated really well in the big screen. So now you're watching it with your kid, you're watching with your wife, you're watching with someone that's not well versed with the Marvel comic books. Now you're educated that yes, that's how it was in the comic books. Yes, that's how Spider-Man. Oh, that's how X-Men. That's how they are. This is why this. Oh, so and so has this power. So and so has that powers. Oh, that's the villain. It's just now they're. It's just it creates these conversations where people are excited, and I don't think we're getting that with Star Wars, right? Like I'm not educating myself. It's like, hey, that's how the Force works, right? Instead
this
of
is how it
like,
used to work, and
that's
it just got completely
okay. I don't know what that is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it just that's it. That's what I want, right? To have this conversation with my sons, who right now they're not really into Star Wars as as I would like them to be. They're more into like other things like Marvel, and it's just a shame because I got like these kids and they don't care about Star Wars. So if that's what they're trying to aim for is the younger generation, well, I can tell you from my household, they're doing a really bad job because they don't care.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
So
not good.
how about I mean, Sean's got daughters. Is your daughters into Star Wars?
No, not at all. They're just like whatever, and I'm trying to like, hey, watch this, And then they love Grogu, of course. Like everyone comes out of the cloud, oh, Grogu's awesome, but no,
Yeah.
they don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
And then I try to get her to watch the original trilogy, and then it's like, oh, this looks old. like
I know,
this
my
is
kids
one
know.
of this trilogy is one of the few trilogies that hold up till this day. I mean, what do you mean it's old? Like you make me feel old. It's like, but no, they don't want anything to do with it, man. It's like there's nothing that's drawing them in.
Yeah. All right, let's
Except
talk
for
some the Acolyte.
Yeah,
Let's talk some Acolyte. Okay, first of all, I don't know who walks into a bar and just says, "Fight me."
Yeah.
That I have to say,
I got
when I
this-
first
I
saw
got
that
this-
was attack me, I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And then the delay of Carrie Ann Moss when she says, what do you want, child, or whatever, I was like,
yeah.
it wasn't a good start. Then it moved fine, but that bit.
Yeah.
Right. The way she introduced, that's basically introducing herself as like,
Right.
Yeah, I was like, what the? Okay.
Yeah.
Who
Attack
walks
me.
in? Attack me. I mean, come on. If you were in a bar sitting down having a drink with your friend, and someone walks into the bar like, hey, Sean, attack Scott, attack me. And you're like,
Yeah, I would just throw my glass at her.
Yeah, right? I'd be like, okay.
Like, here you go. Is that good enough? Like, what are you doing? It's like,
yeah, it's just
Drugs
kind of
are
weird.
bad.
No.
Drugs are bad. But I mean, yeah, let's talk about like the first episode at least here, and then we'll move on to the second. What do you guys think? Like, I mean, were you guys impressed? Obviously, spoiler alert.
I mean,
Carrie Ann Moss. Yeah.
it's holding my attention because it's new.
Mhm.
There's no Skywalker. There's no original trilogy people we have to kind of start comparing everybody to. Oh, they ruined Boba Fett, or they screwed Kenobi, or this. Like, we don't
Yeah.
have any of that talk.
Not
This
yet.
is just, yeah, give it time. But this is like, it's something fresh. So I'm really, even, before this aired, I really tried to have a positive mindset going into this.
Mhm.
So as I'm watching it, I'm just like, okay, let's just see where this goes,
Mhm.
and I'm being positive about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like me and Anthony had talked today. There's some stuff that like it bugs you. There's a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to really be an optimist about this.
Right.
Okay. I mean, okay, Sean, while we're still talking to you about the first episode, I mean, 1 to 10, like what would you rate the first episode?
It's such an even the first two, it's such, you know, they're both introductory episodes. They're trying to introduce you to the characters and this and that. So there's no like really, there's no wow factor in it. It's like, okay, like it's kind of bland, I guess. But I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, the first episode, I mean, I guess I would give it like a 6 just to, because it's very neutral for me. Like I'm not in love with it and I don't hate it. I am curious where it's going to go. So,
yeah. And were you surprised that Carrie Ann Moss, what's her name? Master in the something, was it? What's her
names?
I can't remember her name. It doesn't matter. She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
No, I was surprised because seeing the trailers, I thought she was going to be one of the main characters. And when she died, I was actually glad because I'm telling you, all I see is Trinity. And that bothers me. Like Anthony and I were talking earlier today, like Star Wars should get unknown actors because it's so hard. It pulls you out of the universe because all I see is Matrix and Trinity. So when she did,
especially with the fighting, especially with the fighting.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is I really like Trinity.
Oh yeah, well she's fine for the Matrix.
I love Trinity.
She's great,
right?
She's
so
great
it's not
for the
that
Matrix.
I don't like. It's not that we don't like her. It's that like.
If you're watching the Matrix,
if they're too well known, it just like it pulls you out.
Yeah,
because you're used to seeing them in all these other roles.
Yeah, and
like Jack Black.
And plus, if you start,
thank God there was no Lizzo or Jack Black in it because that would have been it for me.
Give it time.
I'm out.
It ain't over yet.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna
Taylor
say
Swift's real popular now.
Well, it didn't help Trinity or I don't know what should we call it, Master Trinity. When she was kind of doing like Matrix moves in this episode. Yeah. So we're like, wait, is this like the Matrix? Right? It really felt like the Matrix for a second, right? As cool as the fighting scenes were, it was cool.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that they did some of this because of Carrie Ann Moss and they were like, oh, she had all these like really cool fight scenes in the Matrix, let's do that. That'll be super cool. We've never had like, you know, any type of martial arts.
You mean Anakin never fought like this? It's like come on.
Yeah.
I saw Jake Bream and I saw Jack Black and I'm like, oh my gosh, Jack Black's already commenting on this. But no,
Yeah.
No, the martial arts side of it, I don't think had anything to do with her. I think that was them trying to go back because you got to remember this is supposed to be 100 years before Phantom Menace. Yeah. Right?
No, it's 100 years before Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
No. Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace.
They said that originally, but in the beginning of this episode in the text, it says this is 100 years before the formation of the Galactic Empire.
Okay. Plus or minus 20 years, whichever.
Right. Yeah.
It's a long time ago. Things might be different. Techniques are different. The way they did things are different. Technologies could be different. You know, that kind of stuff is something that actually Janine brought up when I had a comment about something. She's like, you got to remember it's this. Maybe that's how they were back then. I'm like, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
Well, here's the thing, too, is that like, and so the martial arts part, I'm like, it didn't really bother me too much. The only thing that bothered me about this fight scene is the fact that it's Carrie Ann Moss, who's from The Matrix, and they filmed it like The Matrix, right? So I was like, wait a minute, this kind of doesn't feel like Star Wars, but okay.
You mean when she ran up the stairs?
Oh, yes. I was like, oh, here, what? Like, did she have to do that? No. Nope. But here's the thing, too, is that like and I wish they would say that in the beginning or some sort of thing, or maybe later on in the episode where Teräs Käsi is actually a hand-to-hand combat that was introduced way back in not only in the video games, but in the video games, right? And in some of the expanded universe stuff. Do you remember that game? Remember it was like a fighting game. It was like a Street Fighter-ish fighting game, and Terrace Kasi was, I forgot, right?
Oh yeah.
What was the name of that
think
game?
Can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, but Terrace Kasi was. Yeah, but
it was a Star Wars. Yeah.
There was a Star Wars fighting game, and Terrace Kasi was one of the fighting forms.
Okay, cool.
So, but here's the thing: is that okay? How about you say that somewhere in the first episode? It's like, hey, this villain is killing Jedi's with Terrace Kasi fighting style. We've never seen that in any fight.
Yeah, who's training
before.
this person?
Yeah, who's training this person with his terrorist something like that, where people are like, oh, hey, Easter egg, hey, I remember that. But obviously there's some sort of disconnect. Maybe they'll mention it in later episodes, but yes, how about you kind of introduce that or say something like that in like the first couple episodes? But all right, how about you, Scott? What's your thoughts on the first episode?
First episode, similar to what Sean was saying, it's like you're trying to find your ground. You're like, okay, what is this? Where's this going? But trying to stay open, not I already hate it, or I have a problem here, or I have a problem there. I'm not trying to do that. Just go through it and do I like it or not? Yes, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought this episode and the other episodes were good. So I don't have any I mean, I can nitpick at things and I can go through this, but I think the biggest thing is at the end of the first episode for me is I was confused with, does the main character, is she bipolar? Does she have a split personality? Yeah. Is there actually a twin? That was the part I was having a problem with. It's like, which one is it? You know, and Janine was laughing at me. Yeah, she was laughing at me going, that's good writing, you know, as you're trying to figure out and you're confused. I said, no, I'm getting angry because I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
I actually think the split personality would have been a really cool route to go with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that was it. Watching Carrie Ann Moss die in the beginning, I was like, oh, would have liked to have seen her gone farther. But I could tell with other scenes, there's obviously going to be some flashback stuff. So we will see her in something in another part at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just trying to gauge what was going on. The outfits and things were a little clean, which I wasn't used to. But again, it makes sense.
It's just a Jedi way, and I'm sorry. There's a reason why we're called Sithcast here.
Absolutely dug the aliens. Absolutely dug the aliens. That and the characters that we were seeing. I think it. Like I said, I think it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Indara was Trinity's name. Carrie Ann Moss was Indara. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but
I don't like this guy's haircut. Sorry.
I hope this guy's the next guy to go. He's just like he's the type of guy, like if you were cheating in class, he'll be the guy to rat you out.
Well,
Yord with the name. His name's Yord.
The shot.
Oh, even with a name Yord. Oh,
yeah.
The shot. I think it was episode 2 where he's got no shirt on. Something like that. Honestly, it was like. It made no sense to do it. I don't know why they put it in
that
there.
made me even angrier. Yeah, well, this is me like in the maybe in like the first.
Swallow.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, okay. So, what's your score, Scott? We didn't get your score.
I probably give it a good for both of them. Probably about a 7.5, just because it's different. I'm liking that it's different. It doesn't seem totally predictable, even though it probably will be. But, like I said, I'm enjoying it for now. But, at the same time, I'm not like over the moon in love with it, but I did enjoy it and I did like it. It kept my attention.
Yes, he was the actor that said that Anakin blew up the Death Star. And I'm like,
twice.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. There's that disconnect again. I
like his character.
Yeah, a lot of people like.
Saul, yeah, he's great.
Saul, yeah, and a lot of people were comparing him to Qui-Gon Jinn, and I don't know. I forgot the name of the Korean actor. He was in obviously Squid Games. I enjoyed Squid Games. I thought he was a great actor there. I think he's doing a really good job as Master Soul. Probably one of my favorite characters in this show is Master Soul. But all right, how about you, Anthony? What's your thoughts on the first episode?
It was all right. Like, there's some things that just kind of just shows they don't really understand the universe they're working in. I was a little confused too with, is there really a twin or not?
Mm-hmm.
I was really happy to see that the scenes with the sets, they looked better.
Yes, I
Like
agree.
Coruscant looked phenomenal. The planet when they first showed up looked really good. This right here actually reminded me of Octu.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
and
Could
then
be because remember on Oct 2 when Ray went to the dark side, there was that
yeah,
well or
yeah,
whatever. Like
that's
could
what it
be.
reminded me of, was that.
Yeah.
I thought, like, I always like going to new planets. I love that stuff. Um, I did like that there was aliens. One thing that always kind of bugged me in some of the newer ones is they would have the alien speaking basic, and it just kind of doesn't feel right, because a lot of times, like, the aliens in the older movies would speak their native language, and then the aliens and the humans just understood each other, and then it would be put into subtext for us. So I think that is heading in the correct direction. But there were some times where, like, it just didn't look like a Star Wars type environment, like the room or something. And it's like, I don't really know if I can put my finger on exactly what it is. But then, like, when they were in the jail cells, it looked like those Empire walls, with the long, But then there's other times where it kind of just didn't look right, and I don't know if I can really put my finger on exactly what it is. I didn't really like the robes. I thought they were way too clean, but I do understand that, like,
It's just a Jedi way, man. Just being. Sorry.
nah, it's like, but I do understand that, like, from that whole High Republic, that this is a very different time, and like it was really prospering. So I kind of cut that some slack, because I do understand that, and it might grow on me with the gold, tunics and whatnot. It may totally grow on me and be fine. I do like Saul. I thought he was really cool. I was torn on Carrie Ann Moss dying so quickly, because they made such a big deal out of her and all the promo stuff. But, she kind of takes me out of it a little bit. So not really that bummed about it. I thought it was kind of lame that she got taken out that easily by a throwing knife.
Well, it could have been. I mean, one theory was that it was poison. It was a poison.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can live with that, but, like, she got that distracted. This is a master. This should have been like Mike Tyson fighting Spinks.
Right.
Like, this should not have been a contest.
Well, she could also underestimate her, thinking it's a child.
That's true too. That's true too. I don't really understand, and maybe it'll get explained, like, how come the guy there wants her to kill all four of them without a weapon. I don't really understand the logic behind that, but it may be explained later. It may make total sense. I think, Sean, didn't you say something earlier when we were talking that it might be like a trial? Like,
yeah,
like a rite of passage?
I think he's putting her through trials. Like,
Okay.
you're going to have to fight him without a weapon. And maybe that's going to make them more cunning and evil, where they don't fight with a code. Like, when you fight without a weapon, you're going to have to do whatever it takes to take that person down, where the Jedi kind of fight with a code.
Yeah.
And maybe he's training her to do it this way. So when he does give her a lightsaber, she'll be twice as powerful.
Could also be that she has a better chance of going after him with no weapon like that.
Yeah.
Now,
But Anthony,
weapon to weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, but Anthony made a good point. We were talking today. Like, it should have been a vibro blade instead of just a regular old knife.
Yeah. And that's what I think in Terras Kasi form, like, that would be one of their weapon of
choice.
choice.
Knife is a weapon. Yep.
Yep. So.
Yep.
So, your score, Anthony?
For the 2 episodes combined, a 5.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Room to grow.
I was
Room to
telling
grow.
Sean earlier. I care more about staying true to the IP that you're in, and to me, a lot of these things are just like commas, explanation points. You know, it's little dotting I's and crossing T's things. But when they just don't do any of them, it's like a massive problem to me. And so I would just like to see them clean up some of that stuff and show that they care. You know, and I think if they do all that stuff, like the other stuff will just fall into place. You know.
Yeah.
That's
Do you feel, Anthony? Do you feel that us as Star Wars fans and everything like that can be way too over analytical with everything?
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and I've said this on the show damn near every time we have one of these conversations. There is plenty of lore, and if we are that vested in it, okay, and they know this, if they would do a little bit of homework, you know, and maybe have people that would say, oh no, you can't do that because XYZ,
Right.
they would cater to us. Okay, the stories are already good. I actually think the premise of this story is pretty good. I like the idea of it.
Yeah, I mean, me too. And the thing too is that I think I put it up in a short, right? And if you guys want to check it out, it's up in our channel. Is that Kathleen Kennedy even said it herself to George Lucas that she was going to try and stay true to Star Wars, and that they were going to consult him for helping them stay true to the characters and the lore and the universe. And that's not the case.
Yeah.
No, because you take Rogue One, and you got Gareth Edwards, who's a huge Star Wars fan, loves it
Perfect
in his
example.
blood, and boom, he creates what he creates. And then you take these other people that are like, yeah, I'll give my crack at directing this. Yeah, I'll give my crack at. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't. They just want to get their name on something. They don't care.
Yeah,
and that's kind of you can see it. You can see it.
A perfect example is that actor does saying that Anakin blew up the Death Star.
Right.
I know, right?
Well,
or what's his name that did Book of Boba Fett? He's great for Marvel, but obviously has no freaking love for Star Wars or the Boba Fett character whatsoever.
Yeah, and shout out to Lex again. Please check out her channel. She does amazing work.
Like
we welcome her to the community. She's amazing, and we want to see more female content creators such as her.
Absolutely.
And collecting Star Wars. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but she also does a fantastic job interviewing.
Yes, yes. So yes, we're all about that. So,
like what I was saying is like, yes, I do. I absolutely think we are extremely critical. Okay, but we're also talking about something that you have I don't know. I would say Star Wars probably has the largest fandom, if not like the second largest.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like Marvel might be a little bigger, but if you've got all this, like the rules of which you're dealing with, if they would just stay true to that stuff, okay, and do these little things that, yes, we're nitpicking, but it's because we had all these different things that were set into place, and we're living within that world. And then you have somebody else that comes in. I don't care. Like the guy made a fool of himself if he said Anakin blew up the Death Star twice. That's totally fine. I don't necessarily think that they have to know as much as, you know, the four of us do about it. But when you're making it, I think you should want to learn about the character. I've seen different stuff where different actors went and read a whole bunch of comics about like the superhero they were going to play. And they were like, oh, this would be so freaking awesome. We should do this comic run. This is so cool. I like all this stuff. I want to see them do that. I think the director needs to do that. I think the writers need to do that. I don't necessarily think they need to love it, but if you're making something where you're within a world, then I think you need to stay true to the world of what you're making the movie in. I think that with Game of Thrones, I think that with Lord of the Rings, anything where you're in a different type of world, whether it's aliens or anything, just stay true to what it is.
Well, perfect example, and I'm not sure if anyone watched it, X-Men 97. They stayed true to all the characters and all the comic books that they based the stories out of, right? Out of those episodes out of. It was so true to the story. Everyone was ecstatic about that show. I love that show.
Yeah.
If they could take like a lot of pages out of that playbook from what those showrunners or the producers did with that show, I think Star Wars would be amazing. New to the stream, I thought the new episodes weren't as awful as people say. They weren't spectacular. I'm hopeful for the next episode and want it to succeed. Hey, Sorox, welcome to Sithcast stream.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you for tuning in. Hope you like our show and enjoy our content. And I agree with Sorox. And it's for me, it was a good introduction. They're kind of setting up the story, so I wasn't as critical, even though I was spoiled before I watching it that I knew Carrie Ann Moss's character was gonna die. I was like,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Well,
I didn't know it
I tried
either.
to stay away from all of it.
I knew it.
Yep.
Someone spoiled for me. And by the way, I had a conversation with that person. I say, hey, I get it. You're excited about the show, but please. Please ask me if I
don't ruin
watched
it.
or not before you're saying, hey, look, so-and-so died. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. I didn't watch it yet. Mental note, please, I got to watch it as soon as it airs. Mental note.
Stay off social media.
Yeah. Well, I was through Messenger. I didn't know.
Oh, they message you? You're
They
like, dude,
directly
what the fuck?
messaged me. That's the problem. I mean, anyway.
Like when here's another example. Like, what do they call the weapons that the people in Star Wars shoot?
Blasters?
Right. Do they call them guns?
No.
Yeah. He said he was gun running for the Hutts. I think that's lazy.
I mean, it's hard with that one.
Yeah, but it's like we have that, and then there's
Yeah.
another thing that's that small, and another thing that's that small, and so on and so on and so on. And after a while, it just starts taking you out of that world that you love to immerse yourself into.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
Like each individual thing is very small, but
it adds up.
It
Is what
starts
you're trying to
adding
say. Yeah. All right. So
Hey,
for
Rex.
me, what's up, Rex?
Rex.
Gotta have Rex on the show. So for me, I enjoyed it, right, for what it was, even though I was spoiled before watching the show. I didn't expect Carrie Ann Moss to die. The whole Matrix thing kind of took me out of it. I just kind of wish they just, if they're going to do martial arts, stick to the martial arts, right? And yes, I kind of knew about Terrace Kasi, and it's a thing, and so it really didn't bother me as much. The one thing that bothered me is that I wish they would mention it, so that people who weren't aware of the Terrace Kasi form, then they are aware now while watching the show. But it was kind of like, you could tell that they're trying to set up everything. I really wish he didn't barge into the bar like that. I mean, honestly, who does that? Who does that? Like, I think that's what I'm gonna do next time I see these guys in like a convention. If I see Scott, I'm just gonna walk up to him. I'm like, fight me. So
and I will.
Oh my god! I'll be like, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all of your power.
Hey.
I'm Scott. Please don't hit me with that Jar Jar Binks doll.
Right.
Please.
Right.
Listen, I know Scott's
Worth
not going
a
to
lot of
have
me.
that doll.
No, not gonna have it. So you're good. You're good to go.
yeah, you're good.
I would say out of the two episodes, there's only two things that kind of threw me out briefly. And I don't know if I even want to mention them, because it's like I brought it up to Janine, and she's like, "Are you serious?" She was kind of going off on
Oh,
me.
now you got to do it. Now you got to.
Now I got to do it. There are two things that just kind of were kind of like, huh? That dude's hair.
Yes.
His
Yeah.
haircut
I'm with
seemed seemed
Just-
too
I'm telling
new. It seemed too new. It didn't seem like it was from a distant planet.
It
didn't
reminded
seem
me
like
of Killmonger.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
but
or something out of GQ magazine or something like that.
I agree.
I didn't like it.
But again, his character just reminds me of, I'm telling you, the guy that will probably rat you out while you're cheating from the
Teacher's
test,
pet.
right? He's a teacher's pet. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that when I first saw it. However, the chick with the massive ears, I'm like, okay, that's cool. That works.
Yeah, I like
know what I mean?
aliens. Love them.
Yeah, alien.
Yeah.
She was fine. And then it was probably in the cave scene when they're going through the cave area. It was the yellow lightsaber that was driving me nuts.
Oh my gosh, yes. The thing too is that
it looked like something out of Galaxy's Edge as far as.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
There was no flicker to it. There was no.
Thank you. This is what I'm. Hey,
I thought I was the only one thinking
Anthony,
that.
and come on, Sean. You know I've been saying this. I've been saying this for the longest time. I hate the fact that they're using like these lightsabers from Theory Sabers. I don't care that the color doesn't bother me. It's that it has no movement to it. It just feels like a tube.
It's because it is a cosplay saber.
Exactly. It takes the fantasy out of it because you know what it is.
Yes.
When you first saw a lightsaber, you're like, holy shit, that's a laser.
Yeah,
sword.
but
That's
if
a
you
real thing.
even
Like,
if you go back and you
know
look
what
at the
it
way
is.
they did it in Kenobi or any of that, it has more flicker. It has more realism to it, I guess, right?
Even with Kenobi, there were some parts where it looked like a Theory Saber or a NeoPixel or whatever.
Yellow flashlight.
A yellow flash. But here's the thing too, is that like I was showing, and I think I showed in a previous episode or a previous stream, when you watch the Phantom Menace and Darth Maul whips out that lightsaber, you could see the flickering, that the static energy, that raw energy coming out. Like, it's like that's the lightsaber that I want, not like a light bulb, like what Chris Elliott said, or a flashlight.
Yeah.
Oh, wish I was sharp.
But Janine said this. She goes, well, how do you know they weren't like that 100 and something years ago before? And I'm like, you know what? That is a good point. That is a good way of bringing it in.
Janine, sorry, Janine.
But
They're not like that, Janine.
That was one.
Sorry, I'm just kidding. Janine. They're not like that.
She gonna kick your ass.
I know. Janine,
Man, that's two of us today. We're getting our ass kicked.
No, it's all good. It's all good. She'd have fun with it though. But no, those were the two things that I would say out of, because like even this red one, looked great. That looked fine. It looked lightsabery.
Yeah. But here's the thing:
did they look like that in Kenobi though? I didn't.
Yeah,
it didn't take me out in Kenobi.
No, they looked right in Kenobi. It was.
I don't know. So here's the thing: the reason why I say that is because I saw that saber bouncing off that stormtrooper, and that's when it just embedded in my mind, thinking that these are like NeoPixel sabers that they're hitting.
They were doing it in. I want to say they were doing it in the sequels. You could kind of tell, like with some of the striking, that like they were.
Well, it makes sense because of the reflective of the light.
Yes,
it's the actor, whereas we didn't see that in the original trilogy.
So, I watched the behind the scenes with the sequel trilogy, and so what they did was they just used the lighting that's reflecting of the saber, but they actually added the flickering and the special effects after.
Okay.
Well, even in Return of the Jedi, you do still see the lightsaber bounce off of Vader's chest.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
You do, right? When he pins him down and he goes down, takes off his hand again and realizes. Before that, when he hits him, you see it bounce off of the chest.
I mean,
but it doesn't bother me. I'm just saying, it doesn't bother me. It's one of those things that you notice.
Vader's armor is more resistant to saber attacks than
there we go. I'll take it.
Than a stormtrooper.
The bouncing part isn't what bugged me. It was just that it was too clean. It didn't have a lightsaber look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I like the old way where it would be like a white core with color around
color on the outside.
Yeah.
That's how that looks. That's how that red one looks.
Yeah, but I bet you when we see it up close, it ain't gonna look that good.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's nice to have that glow about it.
Yeah, I agree with Sorox. I'm giving them time to set up the story, and like I said, I'll be more judgmental after the series doesn't how it ends, right? Yeah. I think I was cracking up on who said that about the ending. Oh, it was JT Lovecraft. He says episode 2 ended with Jack Link's commercial.
Bigfoot scaring the campers. That's great.
I
yes.
was
That's great.
cracking up.
Yes,
Who remembers
yes.
that commercial?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was cracking up because he just came running, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, Janine was asking. She's like, does the Wookiee have a man bun or what? What's going on with that? I'm like,
He does.
It does have
Does
a
have
man,
a man.
but see the things the trailers and some of the sneak peeks. He was wearing an outfit. It just threw me off. He came running out of the woods with
Well,
no
they
outfit
caught him
on.
out of the shower.
right.
Yeah.
It's a man bun, baby.
Snoke Dog. Snoke Dog. What's up, Snoke?
What up, Santino?
Oh my goodness. But anyway, yeah. So, but here's the thing that's also I'm hoping in terms of costumes. I'm hoping this Sith Lord doesn't have the same outfit as Marok because
Right?
dude, it reminds me of Marok, and
Oh, yeah.
Marok was such a disappointment, right? Because how he died.
We
It's
all
more
want
so-
him to be Star Killer. That's fine.
Yeah,
Right.
but that and just the way he disappears, like he had a seizure and just disappeared into green smoke. So I mean I'm okay with the helmet. I mean it looks cool because it looks like he has a mouth with like
Yeah.
teeth. I don't know. I just wish that they would take some pages out of the playbook of the Knights of the Old Republic, right, and try to look at those costumes. Like, hey, maybe we could try to replicate or just maybe have some sort of like,
Do one inspired by something from the
yeah.
Yeah.
So not
Who
like
do you
not
think
like-
this is? You think this is going to be a brand new character?
No, I think
Or-
you already seen him.
dude. I have a feeling this might be someone from the Jedi Council.
I was
The one
thinking
that
the same
did the
thing.
one the one that did the poison, made the poison
That's
for
who I
an
was thinking
episode.
it might be.
That's who it is. I guarantee it. That's probably who it is.
Oh, that
And
guy.
she doesn't even know.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking it could be a Jedi that we maybe haven't seen.
That's a zipper. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a
And,
Marok before he became. Maybe he's
That-
Marok before he became Marok. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that,
then-
that makes sense.
And then I was
understand now.
thinking that when that guy from the apothecary shop, when he
Yeah, yeah.
had
Oh, now I want
her-
to. Now I want to play some Slipknot.
when he had her pinned up against the wall, I thought,
Yeah. Oh my
Wonder-
gosh. Yeah, keep these comments coming, man. He looks like Smilo
That's-
Ren.
Probably who it, just because the advice and
Yeah.
the Sith lingo, the
Mm-hmm.
peace is a lie or whatever. What is it? Something
Yeah.
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
He says.
and how he spotted the difference in the twins.
Yeah. Well, yes, he did. and
which
he was
they're
prepa-
already leading up to, because when they showed the tattoo on the one,
Yeah.
that's a way that you can identify them later.
Yeah, and the
possibly.
other girl's got the forehead.
I was gonna say, do they both have the one on the head or no?
I think
I don't
just the bad one.
May,
Yep.
yeah.
And Carrie Ann Moss's character, when her hair flipped and she saw it, she recognized whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, just to finish up my review, it's I enjoyed it, right? Like it was a good introduction. I feel like there's more to it, so I'm not gonna judge from the just watching the first two episodes. What I was enjoying is that the Jedis are dying. I love Sith.
You were
We're
enjoying
Sithcast.
that?
That was your favorite
Sithcast.
part.
We're
Wow.
Sithcast. Sorry, dark side tier. No, but it was just because the Jedis. I mean, we all know they're too goody two shoes, right? They look even more now, like with their outfits, and they're clean. They look so like
Well, they're
like-
regal right now. They were up, during that time. They were the mecca. Like people respected them. They were wearing gold and.
I know, makes you wanna.
One thing I
To the
thought
dark
was
side.
pretty,
Throw dirt on their clothes.
pretty good about the story was when the lady came to Saul and was like, "We need to keep this quiet because we don't want the Republic to find out.
Right.
They'll
Yeah.
lose
Yeah.
faith in us." So I did like that.
Mhm.
Um,
And we also realized that the separatists, right, are actually the good guys still. Like you could tell, like in the beginning, what do you call those alien creatures?
The Nemoidians.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they were like kind of like
uh,
they were like kind of good. They were like part of the Republic, right? And they were
yeah, that's the
Right.
Trade Federation.
the Trade Federation. Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
Viceroy.
the Viceroys. Yeah.
None
So
of those rubber
that was-
masks.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the next one. I hope it gets better and it gets darker because it's the Acolyte, right? We want it to be dark. If I had to give it a score out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 6.87. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, that blew me away.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was a good introduction. And I
Kept
like
me interested. That's the
Yes,
key. Like I was
that's the
curious.
key.
Like, all right, what's gonna happen?
The other
it
thing
had me interested. There's hope. You know, it's not like, oh shoot, look, here we go again.
The other thing that Janine said last night, and I have to agree with it, and I get it, especially with her, you know, with a lot of us, life, right? Life. You're busy, you come home, you relax, you want to just enjoy something. You don't have to strain yourself trying to watch it. Now, I know a lot of us really like deep, like thrillers and things that make you think, and you got to pay attention to every little bit. But for her, and the point that she made, and I totally get, was that she goes, it was easy.
Yes,
I could sit down, I could watch it, I could follow it. I didn't have to strain myself to make sure I caught every little bit. And she goes, and for that alone, she enjoyed it.
Yes, and the thing too is, it felt like, it felt like Star Wars, right? They were trying to capture that essence because it was a little corny at parts, but that's always been Star Wars, right? You got the aliens, you got this very simple story, not too complicated, and yes, I think it's a good introduction. It's a good start. We'll see how it ends and how they stick the landing. Hopefully they do, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't
I don't
bad.
remember how many episodes this is supposed to be.
Eight
Eight
total.
episodes.
So there's 6 more. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, great topics, guys, and great comments, guys. You guys keep it coming. So, what were your thoughts about the bong gas mask? Some of those alien creatures got me cracking up, especially that sleepy one that was with the younglings. He was like falling asleep. He was passed.
Well, what
out.
about the barkeep's kid?
Yeah,
Popped
yeah.
up at the end. Yeah.
I was like, oh. But I like that. Like, again, those aliens are cool. They're not CGI, and that's what makes it feel like Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's move on to Star Wars bounty pickups. If anybody has any show and tell things that they picked up, anybody? Okay.
Nope. Good.
Same. Everyone's been good. All right. So let's talk about some Star Wars collectibles. Actually, really quick though, I do want to show this. So this is what I'm hoping that Disney does at one point, is this type of like costume fight scenes. This is the old Republic. This is what we need. Look at those Jedis. Look how badass those Jedis are. Right? They're not clean cut. There's armor. Is battle damage to it. There's some scuff marks and things like that. Like, this is what we need. This is what all the Star Wars fans are waiting for. So give it to us.
I'd like
We'll
to
see
see
how
the animated series like done like that with that type of graphics.
Anything. There's so much more.
Yeah.
There's so much more untapped.
As long as they
resources
stay
that-
true to the source material.
Well,
yes.
I mean, we had the original trilogy, which was amazing and blew us all away. Then we went back into the prequels, which some love, some are like, whatever. You know what I mean? So you've got mixed on there, but the originals were good. Then he kind of didn't have anything for a while. Clone Wars started coming out the cartoon, and some of that brought a lot of that back. You know, episode 7 was amazing, but there was some good stuff in that. And then we didn't have anything for a little while. Then Mando season 1 brought everybody back into Star Wars. I think it was also the time of pandemic and all the other crap that was coming in, but that really brought everybody back. And they've been trying different things. Some have been successful, some aren't. So, yeah, I mean, we're all probably ready for something like what you were showing, PJ. But again, it's like you've got people that really know the comic book end of it and the lore on that side. And to me, it's something that has never really interested me. I like my original trilogy, and I stay right there in my bubble.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But I mean, for me, I think that's something different. It's way in the past, right? Past the Skywalkers, past Yoda, past the High Republic. That that people can go in with a fresh mindset and just enjoy that content, right? And I hope they do decide to tackle that and make the Jedis more badass. I'm sorry. Like, I know you guys are like, oh, PJ doesn't like Jedis. No, I want them to be more badass, not like too clean cut like what we've seen in the High Republic. Yes, they're like the elegant Knights Templar or whatever, but come on, give me some badass Jedis. I don't know. That's just what I'm looking for. First of all, I just do want to say, Gabe, aka Star Wars Replicas, man, this guy is living it up, man.
Oh, he's killing it.
Oh, yeah.
All I gotta say is, please, Gabe, can you like lay off your hands off my girl, Natasha? Look at him. Look at this guy. He is like living it up. He went to this event, I guess the Ahsoka. But shout out to Gabe. You know, I'm so happy for him. And David Boudreau, I think, got a chance to go to this event and meet some of these stars and take pictures with them. So shout out to Gabe. That's so cool.
Oh yeah.
You know.
So, well, he's worked hard for where he's gotten with everything. So
yeah,
I am stoked for him that it's paying off.
Jedis are lame. Yeah.
Jedis are lame.
All right, cool. All right, so let's talk about some like some Star Wars collectibles. So I do want to talk about this beautiful announcement. And this is the 1/3 scale Darth Maul made by PCS. So looking to have Ant on the show at some time in the near future. I know he's very busy trying to give us some really cool Star Wars products, including this one. This one's going to go up for pre-order next week. So set your calendar.
Is this the only pick we got? That teaser pick?
Yeah, that's the only pick we have. We'll have more pictures next week. Yeah. And the thing too is that you can actually pre-order straight from the website, which is great. Because I know if you pre-order from the website, they do some incentives from what I've seen from the past releases, including the Ghostbusters that they just released. So I think if you order from them, they give you like a 10% discount and free shipping and whatnot. So that's what I'll be doing. But what do you guys think? I mean, let's start with Sean because he's a big Maul guy.
Oh, it looks badass. They did a good job on that saber. I don't know if that was Photoshop, but look how bright that lightsaber is, man.
Right.
Yeah. Looks so good.
Yeah.
This is 1/3 scale, right?
Yeah.
1/3 scale. So
huge.
Which is great
awesome.
because that's untapped territory right there is 1/3 scale.
Well, they've done the legendary scale. Is that half scale or is that 1/3?
I don't even know. It's like a
half,
weird.
Right?
It's a weird scale. It's maybe
I'd like
scale.
to see more of it. You know, it looks great here, but you know, you got to see.
Yeah, you got to see the rest of the figures.
You got to see the pose.
He could have no pants on, and then you'd be like, I just paid for this, and I got.
He might not have any
Maul weenus sitting here in the middle of the coffee table.
Oh my goodness!
I know.
Yeah. So, would this pique your interest, or do you think this is too big of a scale to try?
Scale's too big. Yeah. And I've got a handful of Mauls in my collection.
You can never have enough Mauls.
What scale do you think works for you, Sean? Room. Quarter scale, 6 scale,
quarter.
Yeah. Quarter scale has always been the sweet spot.
A quarter scale, when you get enough, Anthony knows, when you get enough of them, it takes up a lot of real estate.
It does. It does. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I like quarter scale statues the best.
Yeah.
I think because I've had Hot Toys for so many years, you just get used to seeing that. So it's nice to see the quarter scale.
There's a 9er.
Yeah.
Janine, what's up?
Janine, hi. Don't get mad at us.
She's gonna be like,
she's like, what's going on? What happened? Nothing, Janine. Nothing happened. So how about you, Scott? What do you think about this Maul? And
from what I can see for it, it looks pretty gnarly. He definitely looks a little more muscular. Which doesn't bother me one bit. I'd like to see the rest of it. And unfortunately, the size, it depends on what it is. I think Darth Maul is a freaking amazing character.
Yeah.
But what if this company starts doing 1/3 C-3PO and R2-D2?
Oh.
Or, that's something that I'd be like, oh, I might need to get that.
I think they will. Because they got the 1/3 scale Star Wars license.
Yeah.
They could do anything.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you're probably going to see a Vader. right? Because we've seen
Yeah.
that. What else are we going to see? But that was one that kind of popped on in my brain yesterday. Was what about a 1/3 C-3PO and R2-D2? That would be
Yeah, and they'll
amazing.
display so well. Because imagine, like, say you just even like any collectible. Kessler said it. Having just only collected like 1/3 scale statues, I think you could just have like museum poses all around your room. And if you want to be like super minimalist, I think that's all you need, and I think it will look great.
Oh yeah.
So, and
The
Jedi
problem
Knight
is that most of us have lots of little things. Or
I
lots
know,
of
that's
many
the
things.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like everything. Jedi Knight, I was in the car. Oh, damn it!
You're
Whoops.
caught.
Sorry,
Busted.
Janine. Yeah. Oh, yeah, shout out to Janine. Please check her out at Rogue 5 Cantina every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. They do amazing
And she
work
also
there.
has her own YouTube channel.
Yes.
I was gonna say she got a new YouTube. Yeah.
Yes. So, okay. So let's
A
talk.
1/3 scale Rancor. That would be
Oh
insane.
my God,
That would be absolutely insane.
that would just take up the whole room. I think.
I mean, because a 6
Yeah.
scale Rancor was basically that sideshow one that was
Mm-hmm.
what 27 inches tall. So quarter scale would be almost twice that's. Yeah, it would take up an entire.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to do a 1-to-1.
Well, here's the thing.
Put it in the
One-to-one?
front yard.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing too, is that as ridiculous as it sounds to do a 1-to-1, dude, there is Elite Creature Collectibles, right? So shout out to George and Steve. I actually worked with them in a booth when I was representing Queen Studios, and they do amazing work. And they're all about accuracy and realism. They made a 1-to-1 scale T-Rex bust. Who the hell
Nah, that's crazy.
does that? So I'm sure, as far-fetched as it sounds, right, with what Anthony says, a 1-to-1, who knows if someone wants a 1-to-1 Rancor? maybe
Michael
they'll-
Haas would.
Yeah, Michael Haas.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Michael. I think
He's got a
Michael
1-to-1 Wampa. That's
Yeah,
I know.
massive.
I
you know?
think Michael
Yeah.
should hit up Tom Spina and be like, "Hey, make me a 1-to-1." No, too big.
No, Tom would do it, but it would be probably like 1.5 million or something.
I
to
know.
do.
Michael's got that.
Michael's got that. Yes.
I mean, have you seen the line outside his pizza?
That pizza's good, man. What are you
Have you
talking
seen that damn Superman?
yeah.
Dude,
the
No,
Superman's
yeah, it's awesome.
great.
Yeah, shout out to Michael.
Man.
I mean,
Oh, he's got some amazing pieces in it.
dude,
Absolutely
so
amazing.
happy for him, and his
Yeah.
restaurant, and that from the looks of it, following it on his restaurant on the Instagram, it's doing so well. He's got
Yeah, the only thing
an
I-
hour,
Right.
Only
hour
thing
and a
that
half
really
wait.
disappoints me is how far away it is from me.
I know.
I really
I'm-
think there
I'm
should be
just as far.
franchises.
I'm just as far.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I get to come visit him. Here's another thing which is pretty cool. This is a checklist. Thank you to CC that shared this in their group.
Every time you do that, it's like,
What?
what's her name's on the screen? Look at this beautiful. and
Oh,
then
Yaddle.
She pops up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great. That's what I did. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a great way to stop the race from reproducing.
Yeah. it did it.
you succeeded.
Are you
Well,
serious?
Yaddle is.
Holy crap.
What? Oh.
Pizza.
Ooh.
Oh, see, we mentioned
Wait.
pizza, and
Look-
it appears.
look,
How does
see
this
how-
work?
It's
See,
amazing. It's
Scott,
absolutely amazing.
you
It's
actually
beautiful.
made
Look
out
at that.
well.
That just looks amazing.
You made out so well. Here we are talking about Janine and how she's gonna get mad at us, and she brings you pizza.
And she brings me because I take care of her, I defend her against you.
Yes.
There you go.
bullies. No.
Because all of us
Hey,
toxic boys.
you didn't have to defend her. We weren't that bad.
No. That's the one thing that's awesome about this community is how caring and loving and supportive that everybody is of each other. It's just the best.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the legacy lightsaber hilts from you could get it from Doc Ondar from Galaxy's Edge and stuff. And so far they have 32 hilts, which my God, if you were to collect
That's
all of them,
crazy.
that's a lot
I
of
have
money.
2 of those. That's it.
Yeah, and that's not including the limited edition sets, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I have maybe 2 or 3 out of the.
I had one. And
No,
I
Eben, we
I
haven't
made
had pizza for
pancakes.
weeks. Just so you know, haven't had pizza for weeks.
Yeah.
he said you eat pizza every day.
So yeah, pretty cool checklist, but man, it's just too much to collect all of them.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that have all of them, but yeah, I couldn't do it.
again, it depends on what you're doing with your collection and everything like that. Because with the hilts, Legacy's great. It's great for the price, even if you're just displaying the piece. They make great displays. But then with some of them, they're too bulky and too big, and you could go buy a good hilt from Corbant or somebody, whatever, right, for display.
Right.
Now you're getting to a point with these other companies that are popping out, and Sabers and whoever else, even Theory, with some of his stuff.
I know.
That you're getting a lightsaber that's installed with a blade, with a this, with a that, for $300 to $500, $600.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. It's like there's no need to buy anything from Disney. I'm sorry. If you want something that looks better or whatever, or you find somebody that does custom, let me show you something custom real quick.
Yeah.
This is from Grilled Cheese. This is a
Oh.
V2 that he customly did and sent to me, and he's doing a small run of these. So if it's something you're interested in, and I'll mention this again on Friday, at the Grilled Cheese Collectibles on Instagram. So definitely check him out. But I mean, the weathering
Looks
that he
good.
did on it looks natural. I have a Corbanth one, and in my opinion, this one blows it away.
Nice.
With the way it's
Looks
done.
good from what I
Well,
can see.
Yeah.
Well, I was
looks
gonna
great.
say, now for some reason I want grilled cheese sandwich. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Very
me
good.
too.
I
You
love grilled
mentioned
cheese
it.
sandwich.
I haven't
I'm
eaten
like,
dinner.
yeah, I'm
and I'm
like-
like, that sounds pretty good.
Oh,
do have
all
bread
I heard
and
is grilled
cheese.
cheese. I'm like, oh yeah, I could go for some of
That's
that
a
right
lot.
now.
I'm telling you, it's like the Denny's grilled cheese. The amount
Oh.
of butter or stuff that they put on it, no
yeah.
tomato, but you hear that crunch
yes.
when you go into it.
Okay,
Crunch.
okay. Oh my gosh, man. Thanks.
Hash browns, do hash browns instead of French fries because that just
Oh,
makes it
dude.
awesome.
I'm getting hungry. So this is the Conehead Jedi. What's his name? Master Kiari Mundi.
Kiadi Mundi.
Conehead Jedi.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. That's what cracked me up.
It's $350, right? I mean, I guess if you're a Kiari Mundi or Conehead fan,
Right? It all works.
you can go for it. But yeah, pretty cool. I just wouldn't spend $350 for it. That's just me. If anyone picking up? No?
Well, again, it
No.
depends on what you're getting, you know, and what you're willing to spend. I mean, the Roman props, like the Obi-Wan and all that other stuff, it's worth every penny. So it depends on what you're into. And if it's part of your collection and it's another piece to collect, $350 comes with
Yeah.
that. That's not too bad. You know,
I'm sorry,
Nobody
but
else is doing it, so
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't care about Kiari Mundi. I care about Yaddle's saber.
Oh yeah.
Give
Now
me
we're
Yaddle.
talking.
Yaddle saber.
Now we're
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, oh man, she's my favorite Jedi.
Look at that, man.
she's from
Look at
Florida.
this. All right, first of all,
She's
if I was
tore up.
collecting Hot Toys, and I think Scott, you're
You
still
are.
collecting Hot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Scott, yeah. I mean, I think at this point they're like, I think there's a possibility that they're gonna get all the Jedi's that were on Revenge of the Sith.
I think
Right?
the ones that went to go confront Palpatine are coming
Yeah.
because they
Oh.
showed them to in the images coming through
Yeah.
that corridor.
Look at
Looks
this.
great.
This looks
Yeah, it
great.
looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I know there was a sideshow one, but this one blows that one out of the water, man.
Oh yeah,
What's cool though is that they look different. So
Mm-hmm.
if you do have the sideshow one or have tracked it down or whatever, and you get this one,
Right.
they look different because they're from different episodes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Damn, this is good.
I zoomed in when we were showing him on Spice Runners. I zoomed in. You could see the teeth. You could see the color and the skin, the different variants in the color. It's well done. It looks amazing.
Yeah, and he's a pretty powerful Jedi, but too bad. Like Palpatine just, yeah,
I know.
annihilated.
Palpatine.
Yeah, he was just like, "Who are you?"
Yeah,
Yeah. So, anyone getting this?
I wish I still collected Hot Toys.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I would. Back in the day, man, we'd have jumped on this in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
Amazing.
It's what I've been wanting. Is I love
Yeah.
all those alien Jedis. I just think they just look so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks great, man. Congrats to anyone that's picking up because this is a really beautiful like figure. Yeah.
I know Frankie's getting it. That was like jumped on it. You know.
Yeah.
This is one of his favorites. Kit
Yeah,
Fist me.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Fist
I
me.
love the what?
He
Kit
said,
fisted
"Kit
me.
pissed me."
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Holding his
well,
yeah, right.
flashlight.
Well, there goes my chances to go into like one of those events with Gabe. Nah, I'm just kidding. Like
Yeah,
I ever had a chance. All right. Let's see. There's speaking of alien Jedis, we got Plo Koon.
Plo Koon.
Yeah.
This
looks
great.
good. This
Listen,
looks really
you know,
good.
Gentle Giant, yes. I think when it comes to aliens and alien Jedis or
Yeah, it looks
alien
good.
they nail it, man. They really kill it. This looks
Yeah, that looks good.
this looks
That's
phenomenal.
it's such a good Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kid
He's one of my-
Fisto.
Yeah,
I'm actually
but-
bummed that we didn't see more of him in Revenge of the Sith.
Yes. Yeah, Plo Koon's awesome.
Like he just looked like. I remember we first saw him. We were like, "Oh, that dude looks badass." Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see him break somebody off.
Yeah. he's
Yeah.
great.
I really hope that Gentle Giant decides to complete like, you know, the whole Jedi line from the Revenge of the Sith or from the prequels, right?
Yeah.
Because imagine if you have Kid Fisto in this form, right? Or
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Kiari Mundi, the cone
yeah.
head.
Shock.
What's the scale on this? Is it like 1/7?
They're 1/7. They're 1/7 because Hot Toys owns the 1/6 scale.
You know, there was a whole.
Yeah, but
scene that got
milestones
cut
are
with them.
1/6. Milestones are 1/6.
Oh, milestones are 1/6.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's so weird with the maybe it's
There
1/6
was a
figures
whole-
and it's a 1/6 scale statue. So
There was a whole scene that got cut in Attack of the Clones.
mhm.
Him and some other Jedi's went after the Separatists in one of those ships,
Mhm.
and like he wrecked shop. The whole they had like the animated part of it, and then they just
Yeah.
cut it from the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Well, not
is,
only is a killer design, the voice.
Mhm.
The voice was so
oh
good
yeah,
with
with
this
the
one.
the mouthpiece, yeah, it's
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
Anyone looking to pick this up?
Yeah,
No.
Nope, but I think it looks amazing.
yeah, it does.
Yeah, yeah. So all
And
right,
it looked
let's-
like it was from Attack of the Clones. So
yeah,
I'd like to see them do all of them. They look
Mhm.
great.
yeah. So here's another piece. This
God, every time I
is-
see Yaddle, I'm just like,
I know. I love it.
she's like,
It makes me smile.
All right, so here it is. This is the sideshow quarter scale of Rex. What do you guys think?
It's badass.
It is.
How do you
It
not?
looks
How do you
amazing.
not like this thing?
I was when y'all were talking
Light
about it
up.
last week. I was thinking about probably getting it.
Mhm.
When they told the price, I kind of was like, "Yeah, I don't know, maybe not."
Yeah, that's the hot topic right now. It's the price on it.
the price
Yeah.
It's
is
amazing
stupid.
though. Light up
The price
features
is stupid.
amazing.
That thing
Yeah.
should be what? Maybe six to $800.
Yeah.
Most of them tend to
Yeah.
be right around in that 7-ish range.
I just think
Did-
it's the.
Did they
the
give us
size
edition
of-
size? Did they give
No,
us an
not
edition
yet.
size?
No,
Mark?
it just they're probably gonna wait for all the pre-orders to get in, or a majority of it.
I'm surprised they didn't do their typical. It's only available. Get in the queue now.
I know.
I'm tired of that.
Yeah,
Wait listed.
yeah. So, I think there's a lot of intricate things to this piece, right? I know it's was it close to $1,000?
Yeah,
I just think
yeah.
that I just think the fact that it might be the size of it. I mean, if you look at it like in this picture here, right? It's a pretty big piece.
Yeah.
Yes, if it was like a static pose, it'll be a different story, right? It would be a lot shorter. But the fact is that he's flying up in the air
Yeah.
Oh,
And it lights up.
amazing.
and it
looks
lights
amazing.
up. Yeah.
Well, when's
I-
it come out? Because
Don't think it justifies the $1,000 price tag though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, you know what it is too? I'm pretty sure they're assuming that not a lot of collectors are gonna pick this up.
Well,
So
size alone, and it does matter. Size does matter, folks, because when you
damn
got
it.
something that big, you're not going to be able to get it into a Besta or some of the other cabinets.
Yeah.
So it's got to be on a shelf, or it's got to be on a
On a pedestal or something.
pedestal or something. And do you have that? Do you have the space for it?
does it have the height?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it
Is it
27?
like 20?
I think
Oh,
it's
wow.
27
Yeah,
inches. Yeah,
27 inch. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big one. That's what she
Yeah.
said. But that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
It's friggin'. I'm not gonna say.
It's like 20. It's like 20 of the average person. Yeah.
We would have got a letter. We would have got a letter if I would have said that.
It'll definitely be hard to get it in.
Gen Xer.
Oh goodness, here we go.
Yeah,
Here we go.
27-inch.
Yeah, I mean,
But
do I
again,
want
we'll
it?
see. We'll see, because it's like with any company, or even if you're selling something. There was something I saw that was ridiculous on Facebook the other day with somebody selling something.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you're asking a certain price for it and people buy it or pay for it, then there's nothing you can say,
Right.
to justify
Yeah.
it. So the question is, maybe only 50 people pre-order this versus 200 that would if it was more $600 or $700 a piece.
Yeah.
But that's what's going to dictate if they continue to do this or whatever.
Yep, that's true.
I mean, the probe droid, that was quarter scale and it went for $1,000. It was definitely something I was interested in, but they sold out pretty quick. It went on wait list pretty fast.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think Anthony, you have that piece.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it because I regretted not getting the NYC one,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so when it came out, was it really $1,000?
Yeah, it was
It was
close
like
to-
$899 or $900
Okay,
in there
all
after
right.
shipping and everything. Yeah.
It's been a while. I don't really
was a
remember.
gram.
But yeah, I regretted getting the NYC one, and so that when it came out, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it because it's
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's,
Sean, you have
uh,
that one, right? Still?
it's right there.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think I want that piece. I don't know why.
If you want it, you're gonna figure out a way to get it.
badass, dude.
Yeah.
Payment
Yeah.
plan.
And
yeah,
I
I
think
like it. I might end up getting it. When's it come out? Like a year from
Hey,
now?
hey, how about this, Anthony? Let's be like Statue Brothers. If you get it, then I get it.
Okay, that works. I was
Then I-
gonna say that you both were gonna buy it, then it'd live at your house for a little while, and then you
Yeah,
ship
yeah,
it to him,
yeah.
and he live at his. Say no, don't do that.
Because
Yeah.
you know what it is, Anthony. We don't have to feel bad because then we have each other, right? We could be like,
Did we just become Statue Brothers?
Yeah.
it's
No
just like
Diddy.
no, but it's just. But it's just one of those where I'm like, well, man, I feel bad just getting it, but no, Anthony's getting it, so I don't feel bad.
Right. Yeah.
I feel bad getting it. No.
Nah, I mean, I do like it, and I have been wanting to get a trooper.
Yeah.
I kind of like the clone troopers when I do the stormtroopers.
Yeah,
And honestly, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
but
lie.
Rex is
I've spent more than that on some of these statues. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
So yeah.
it's just one of them things where when it first came out, I was on the show that night, and I think I was like, oh yeah, they're usually like $700, somewhere in
Yeah.
that ballpark. And then so when it came out and it was $9.95, I was just like, whoa, what?
But I think we just didn't expect that from Sideshow because usually they
No,
make
that's
them in
exactly,
enough
like,
quantity. Usually they make enough quantity to justify lowering the price by a couple of $100.
Yeah,
But
but
I
I
think-
also don't think anybody was expecting ridiculous shipping in the last couple years.
True.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, true.
I you know what it is too. I think a lot of people have scaled back in collecting statues, right? Which is a great segue. We're gonna talk about, right? And we're seeing edition sizes being really small now, especially with Sideshow, right? Usually like Ahsoka premium format, right? It was like 4,000 edition size. Now
Yeah.
I think that's why you're
crazy.
seeing a lot of like statues being waitlisted because they're not producing a whole lot of them. Maybe it's like 400, 500. I think the Mythos Yoda, which I'm trying to get, the special edition or the EX version of that statue is only 250 edition size.
Oh, okay.
250, right? And the the collector's edition is 400. So altogether with the EX and the collectors is only 650.
Or that one was on waitlist?
Yeah, they're both waitlisted, the collectors and the EX version.
Do you get a special coin with that one?
No.
I feel like that's what they're doing. They're throwing coins in with everything.
You
and
could
calling
get a
them
coin.
collectors,
I
calling them a
think-
collector's edition.
Well, the Hot Toys are they're
Yeah.
giving you the time frame to
Yeah.
pre-order it so that you get the coin. Which what
Yeah,
are you
that's
gonna do
what
with
I'm-
that coin?
Yeah,
But yeah. So like my question to you guys is that have you seen like with even with Hot Toys, there's not a lot of people pre-ordering, and even with statues, there's not a lot of people like buying a lot of statues now. Do you think the hobby is really slowing down? Is it gonna? Do you think it's actually picked up more?
I think the
Scott?
hobby stayed the same as it is. The problem is nobody has any freaking money.
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
economy is crap right now, and it's
Yeah.
like with the amount of people that are possibly getting laid off with different companies. I mean, we see it all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That part of it, it's getting harder and harder to survive because groceries and other things and
They're
gas
expensive. Yeah.
getting more and more expensive. People are, I mean, it's like one of the things that we've noticed. I feel more exhausted, nothing near what my wife goes through with what she works, because her job is very physical, plus the mental end of it. Hobby Lobby, she's walking 10 miles a day, folks.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
So it's a lot on it. You're exhausted when you get home, and then it's like our electricity on average is almost $500 a month.
Oh, wow.
And then you've
Welcome
got
to
everything else that
California.
goes with it, and it just keeps going. And it's like when there is a little bit of money, it's not necessarily looking at a big statue or something that's
Right.
in that $800. So
Oh,
you just
yeah.
become more picky with what you go after. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they have
you
to.
know.
Yeah.
And that's how I am. It's like the stuff that I have on pre-order, I'm good with. It would have to be something from the original trilogy to come out of left field for me to want to get it, like
Yeah.
this thing, you know.
And it's like I said, like and that's the thing is the ecosystem, right? That I've always been saying about that. Like you want a nice, good collecting ecosystem. What do I mean by that? Is that when, like, say you buy a hot toy and you don't fall in love with it and you
Right.
want to like sell it now, you're not losing hundreds of dollars, right?
No.
You may lose $20, right? But at least you get, in the most part, get your money back so that you use that money to fund your other collecting choices, right? Whether it be like, I want to upgrade now to a statue or things like that. No, we're not seeing that. It's like you buy a figure and you're like, I'm not in love with it. I want to sell it, or I ran out of room.
Mhm.
But oh my gosh, like no one's buying it, and I would have to sell this, I don't know, this Darth Vader for like $120. That's like more than half what I paid for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, why? I might as well just keep it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you also have to look at things when you buy stuff. Like for me, when I buy stuff, I plan on keeping it.
Yeah.
I don't plan on selling it. And if I sell it, yeah, it'd be awesome to get my money back. And if I can get a little more, that would be even better. But you have to look at it like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that will buy things going, oh, I can always sell it. Or I had FOMO. I didn't want to miss out. I bought it. Now I don't want it. Why can't I get more than double what I paid for it? You know, there are people like that. I look at it like I'm not losing any money because I don't plan on selling it. And if I do plan on selling it, I'm willing to either try and get my money back or take the loss for it.
Yeah. Or you don't sell it. You know,
You don't
just
sell
because
it. Yeah, you just hold on to it.
Yeah, and it's just too yeah, it's just hard now, and I feel like it, like you said, Scott, you got to be a lot pickier. You know, that's why I'm not, even though we do our shows, we talk about these hot toys, and maybe I'll pre-order one here and there, but that's just now, right? Who knows? Maybe later on I'm like, do I really need this Star Killer hot toy? Yeah, but
You don't
what
know.
am I what am
Yeah.
I going to give up for it, right? Like in terms of space and things like that. So yeah, it's just harder now to collect. I mean, what do you think, guys? Like Anthony and Sean, what's your thoughts on like the hobby right now? Is it like slowly like dying, or is it getting worse, or is it?
I think it's just leveled off. It's not like it was on steroids 2 years ago. I think it's leveled off. People are still buying. They're just not buying as much. And unfortunately, the resale of hot toys, you're going to take a hit on it. So a lot of people
It's
are
not a
keeping
seller's
their
market.
stuff of even, it's definitely not a seller's market. So
Yeah.
a lot of people are looking at that like, why am I going to put this up and lose half my money on it? So they just keep it. So then that stops more people from buying because there's less stuff to buy because people are holding on to it. I just think it's leveled off. I just think it's not going crazy. I mean, it's
Well,
still going strong.
And how much of really amazing stuff has come out. This is why Janine went to the Bat side. There was nothing Star Wars that she wanted at the time, and she started going down that, which again is all childhood stuff. It's all nostalgic stuff. So,
Speaking of that, like she needs to look into like, my Paragon effects. Like we make a lot of 66 Batman stuff. She needs to look into.
66 Batman's the best. That's how we both. I mean, like I said, up until about time I was 5, I thought I was Batman.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
How about you, Anthony? What do you think?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's definitely a buyer's market right now because I just sold about a month ago. I just sold, I think it was like 5 figures for like 1,100 to a guy. You know, but I mean, I basically the prices that they were going for, I basically knocked off a lot on each one. I mean, I've sold other stuff to this guy. So I pretty much hooked him up. I mean, he got a good deal on, some decent figures. But yeah, I mean, it was a buyer's market when Sean and I got into it. We were buying stuff for,
Oh yeah, we're killing it.
under retail, and we were like, how are these people doing this? Like, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing like crazy awesome that's come out. I think the last thing I actually got was the Darth Maul statue, and that's probably been a couple months back. And there's nothing that's come out that I don't pre-order stuff. I just wait, and I'll get it. I'll get it when it comes out. Because usually, totally fine to do that. And I learned my lesson just because like it takes so long for stuff to come out, so I'm not pre-ordering.
Oh yeah, I did. I know because it's a couple years back, man. I got nailed with how everything's supposed to land at September and then November and then this time everything hit in January, and I was like, whoa, and was like, what do I do? Do I cancel the stuff? Do I go? No, I really want them, so I did. But and unfortunately, I've kind of almost done that again because I don't want to lose out on the pieces that I went after to do back.
Usually, the Hot Toys though they make enough to where you don't really have to worry about it. There's only been a few occasions where something like they weren't going to make that many, and it just like everybody went and pre-ordered it. And for instance, you never know. Like it's usually a year to 18 months.
Right.
You may change.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You may decide. There's been plenty of people that are like, I pre-ordered this, really wanted it, I lost interest. I have no desire to have it now
because something new comes out. I mean, look at PCS. I mean, God knows what they're going to put out with that 1/3 scale line.
Yeah.
Right. So, we might fall in love with this Rex. Right. We're like, oh, we're so excited, and then PCS is just like bombarding us with all these cool statues. We're like, all right, do I really?
Would I rather have this than that?
Yeah.
And so on and so forth.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's yes, it's a buyer's market, but it's also as a collector, we have a lot of choices. So you have to figure out how you want your collection to look like.
Yeah, and then you've got like with statues, especially, the more limited the run is, the more collectors want it, right? If it's one of 100, it's like it's more valuable than one of 1,000 or something like that. But then there's something to say about you've got quantity versus quality or whatever. Like, hey, we only did 100 and they're $2,000. We're gonna do 10,000 and they're $250 each, to where everybody and the grandmother has to have it. So you decide what's important to you and where you're at with things.
If I buy that Maul statue, I'll blame all you for it.
Right?
Do it, Tony.
Do it.
I'm not a fan of the shirtless Maul stuff. Like that one they did years ago. I'm not a fan.
How about if it was a shirtless Jar Jar?
Well, Anthony just likes to go like this. He just walks up to the statue.
Anthony's like he can't even respond to that. He's speechless. He's thinking. Oh wait, he's thinking about it. Okay, all right. At least you
do it. Do it. I like his expression.
No, he's not doing that.
No, but it's
now if it was a shirtless Ayla Secure.
Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Yep. Hey.
Now I just went a totally
or
different direction.
Leia,
Well,
or
looks like we're never getting. No, I'm just kidding.
you know,
Leia, if they did it accurate, it'd just be gaff tape. So there
Oh
you
my
go.
Yeah.
goodness.
you know, if they did
Um,
like, or even like a shirtless Padme,
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
like-
What is this stream going?
you know,
But
How about a shirtless Chewbacca and pantless? How's that?
we already got that. Or hairless. Okay. Anyway, where is
No.
this going? No. So anyway, yeah, no, it's just it's hard right now, right, guys? So I just think that,
it is.
but the things that we have choices, right? You just got to make the right choice. You got to look at your space. You got to look at your room. You got to look what you want. Yes,
Don't
we
be
love
too
everything
proud.
Star
Hey.
Wars, right?
Good work. Too proud of
Hey,
this technological
stop that.
terror you've constructed.
That's the cat. The cat was triggering that, not me.
Cat's
okay.
just going down. Nice.
Yeah, and the thing is that like we love everything Star Wars, right? And I think what Scott is doing right is that he's honing it down to just original trilogy, because he knows that like if he dabbles into maybe the prequels or even the Mandalorian, it might get hairy with just going into different types of I guess timelines, right? Or
Well, I always look at
eras.
it like this. If it's something that you want, get it. If it's something that you like and that you look at it going, man, I really want that. I could see it in my collection for years. Go buy it. Who cares
Yeah.
what anybody else says? But yeah, some of us, or we just stick in a certain timeline or zone.
zone or era, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine
Yeah, which
too.
is fine. It's just, I suppose it makes you happy, right? You don't
Yeah.
want to be
Whatever makes
and
you happy, do it.
That's the hard part about like collecting, right? You want every piece that you buy, like you want to keep it and don't want to sell it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like not to a point where you're like, oh man. I don't
But
like
yeah,
this
there are
anymore."
times where you're like, I've had that for 2 years. I'd rather have this. If I can get X for this, then I can go buy this. And then
Yeah.
the collection funds the collection. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
Whatever
always.
works for
I've been telling Sean for a while. There's always that one that's like, you like them all, but there's always that one that's on the, chopping block, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
And you can always kind of look at it like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, I could let you go. But
Especially
I
when
have
you,
said-
like you say, new stuff's coming out, and you're like, I
Yeah.
really want that, but I need some money, and you really go down and go, well, he could go. That kind of-
Mhm. And I had said years ago, like if they would start doing, they'd start doing some of the different Jedis and stuff like that,
Mhm.
I'd be all over those statues.
yeah.
Like I would hone into some of my favorite characters, and get them, and that's kind of what I've done. There's some other ones I wish they would do, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
find things in Janine's collection and sell those. And then,
There you go.
Oh, now you're
no
now
more
it's not-
pizza for you, Scott.
Janine
no,
comes
I would
in-
never. I would never do. that.
Janine
I
will
would
come
never
in
do
and
that.
just take that pizza slice away.
All right.
She's got to take
No
it
more
as
stuff
you're
for
going,
you.
as you're putting it in your mouth. She's like, "Give me that."
Yeah.
Get
Hey
outta
Scott,
here.
No more pizza for you.
Scott, that Hoth Han Solo back there, is that blue jacket or brown?
That's Brown Jacket. In fact, it used to be your neighbor's.
That's mine.
Oh, you bought it from him. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you get Leia from Anthony?
From PJ.
Oh,
Hoth-
yeah.
Was Hoth Leia from you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anthony
so
stole that
Janine has that. That was for Janine.
Oh.
So that's in
Yeah.
her collection.
I was
Even
gonna
though
say, she would
there's
look
some
good
stuff.
back there.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that. She's. I've still got another Tusken to get out of the box. I've got the Nomad Boba to get out of the box. I got a few to still get out of the boxes. I just haven't gotten to it. Yeah.
I know. I've got like one thing that I want to sell 6 scale.
Oh, it would
but
go
I
with
don't-
that.
I
Which
don't
is
want
what?
to lose any. I'm going to sell the E-Web cannon
That's what I thought it was.
because it's extremely rare. But I am not
Right.
taking a hit on it, and I don't. The reason I haven't put it up because I don't want to hear all these people try to lowball me on this thing.
Then that's
I'm
what
like-
you do. You put it up
So
and you
I'm
say
just keeping
no.
it.
That's it.
Not-
This is
just
what
say-
it is.
just
If it
say
doesn't
not-
sell, don't
yeah,
sell
just
it.
They
say-
still, yeah, they
Just say
still
no-
do it.
Just say not
They'll
accepting
message you
offers.
and be like, "Oh man, come on!" I'll be like, "No,
No.
this is
Get
it.
it,
Like, go ahead, have
get
fun
it.
finding another one."
I asked for $5 off of something because it rounded down perfectly or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And the person came back and they put me in my place so quick. They said, no, because it's going to sell anyways. And
Was that
he
on eBay?
100% right. No. This was
Okay,
somebody
that
I was
was
dealing
Bill
with
Sean.
through. No, it was somebody I was dealing with through Facebook, and he was 100%
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Where I'd
yeah.
be like, yeah, that's fine, that's good enough. He was like, nope, it's gonna sell anyways, and you're like,
Oh, we
son of a
love
bitch.
making offer.
Yeah, there was
On
one.
eBay,
There was
we
one a
love
while
making
back
offer.
where a guy had a price. I don't know. Let's just say he said 300 or make
Yeah.
an offer, and Sean said like 275, and then the guy rejected it, and 380, the guy rejected it. 390, the guy rejected it. 395 or 295. He's like, okay. So basically, he only took like $5 off.
Oh my
Right,
God.
right,
Like,
Yeah.
like, why even have make an offer
right. If you're not gonna
if you're only
entertain
gonna
it,
give me
yeah.
$2 or $3 off?
I know.
Like,
I hate that.
Yeah,
quit
yeah.
being an idiot.
Yeah, I remember Sean calling me. He's like, "Dude, you ain't gonna fucking believe this."
Well, it's one of those weird games, right? Because you want to make an offer and you want to get a discount, but you don't want to be rude to them, or
Right.
So you're like, where do I go? Knowing that if it's 300, you ask 250, they're
here-
going to come back and say
But here's the
275,
thing,
right?
too. Yeah, I mean, we all sold on eBay, right? So there is a minimum that you could set the make an offer to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
And it automatically rejects
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah, it will automatically reject it. So if it starts like where he's actually like, "Hey, man, it's a little low." Oh, hey, you're the one who set that minimum offer to that limit.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you should
Well,
get
yeah.
offended.
And here's the other problem: the eBay fees. They're stupid.
Yeah.
It's they used to. Will you stop? My
He's
God.
jamming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants the pizza. He's a pizza cat.
Uh-oh.
The-
Pizza.
The fees, it used to be where the fees weren't bad. I mean, you could make money on eBay.
used
Now
to
it's
be
to
no
a point
fee-
where
no
it's just
fees.
stupid.
Used
So
to be no
part of the-
fees and no tax.
Yeah. Yeah, and now it's like for that end user to get $300, they're not getting $300. They're getting
No, you're getting
$225.
hammered. I don't even
or
sell
something.
on eBay anymore because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's stupid. Lower that stuff if you want people to use your stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why
I agree.
that's why I popped the bounty collector. He's new. He blames me. He's new to the Hot Toys game. I mean, honestly, now it's a buyer's market. And if
Hey,
those,
Pop, I got a closet full if you want some.
yeah, man.
I need
Take
I need
advantage,
clean
take
space
advantage
out.
of those. Take
I just
advantage
want
of those
old
deals.
original trilogy stuff. That's all I look for.
Webcam it.
Not that. I don't.
I
need
probably
that,
got
but
some
thank you. I
original
appreciate
trilogy
it.
stuff still.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. It was a fun stream. This went
heck
by
yeah.
pretty quick. It was like,
Man, it's
oh my
already
gosh.
after 10. I didn't
Yeah, it's
realize
2
that.
hours. Yeah, we went pretty hard here. So
That's what
yeah,
she said.
just want to say thank you to Scott Berry from
Oh,
Spice Runners
absolutely.
Lounge. It was a lot of fun
Thank you,
as
thank you.
always.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
also to our Sith cast holocron, Anthony, aka BMX Jedi.
Always good to see you.
Always fun to have you guys on. You guys are good friends of ours. From you guys are part of the Sithcast family crew. Again, guys, we are at 913 subs. Can't do the math. We're pretty close to 1,000. So, thank you guys for all your love and support. Once we hit that
OPP.
1K, we got some really cool giveaways. So, yeah, spread the news. Start spreading the news and let everyone know about us. So, thank you guys again.
Do it.
And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Thank you.
Sean,
Another one in the books.
Thank you guys, and may the midichlorians be with you guys always and forever. We'll be back next week. Peace, everyone.
That's what she said.
Damn it! Put the
That's what
wrong
she
one.
said.
He had it
wrong
queued
one.
up. He had his finger on it. He was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
waiting for the time.
Put the
That's
wrong one.
funny.
All right, bye, guys.